Hello guys, I'm Lon from Oasis. I'm your host today. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today episode, just gonna bring you guys have a tour around in the warehouse of the plant doctors. And at this warehouse, I actually plant a lot of plants that I moved from my oasis garden to my working place. As you can see, here is full of plants. It looks like a jungle. So I might as well just try to introduce the plant species to you guys here in the warehouse. Come. So first of all, when you enter the warehouse, you will see there's a huge Monstera deliciosa here. I think we got this plant, when we moved to the new warehouse, 2 years ago. This plant used to be a really small cutting plant. After 2 to 3 years with our magical hand, so we grow this into a gigantic monster. So when you see this plant, you will know that you already reached the plant doctor warehouse. So other than this, I try to input a little bit of plants on the tree, try to mimic the natural looking of plants conditions that you can see in the jungle. This is Platycerium bifurcatum. So I got this plant really long time ago, and I asked my staff to mount it on the tree to present it into a more aesthetical, wow-looking Platycerium. And another one will be there. This is Platycerium coloradium cultivar Tintin. It's a dwarf coloradium, so it will grow smaller relatively compared to the original species of coloradium. And yeah, but I think it will remain compact as this. It won't grow any more bigger than what you see here right now. And up there is our Platycerium grande. So it used to be upstairs in the Kawarusa studio. I believe there's a few episodes of introductions of Kawarusa tour. So we move it down here together to combine with the warehouse, and this is a plant that moved from the outdoors gardens of the Kawarusa tour. So here, this is Platycerium grande, and this one is my favorite one. It's a really nice foliage plant to decorate your place. But just be mindful, this plant will grow into a gigantic monster in one day. So yeah, I gotta be careful about that. It's Philodendron subenicism. I will just drop the words over there. I think it's very mouthful. So this one can grow really huge size. I do have one in my gardens, my oasis garden, the backyard one. I propagate it and I cut it here. I moved to my warehouse. And then I'll grow into a pot. And after, 3 to 4 months, you can see the roots is everywhere. Oh my God. No, you can see there. It's an epiphyte philodendron. It likes to climb on trees. So I think the plant is doing fine here. It's really happy about the conditions. You can see the monstrous arrow roots is clinging on the tree. And yeah. So another one will be, Philodendron radiatum. So previously, this one is in the office, Kawarusa studio. So move it here, and then we use some tie to tie it up. You can see that. You can see the arrow roots is everywhere. So we use a really thick bonsai wire. I think it's a wire, aluminum wire. So we tied it securely tightly. And then we just hook it up with some wall plugs over there. Then just make it dance like a dragon here. You can see how when I move it here. Yeah. Other than this, this is the clump of Platycerium coloradium, the original species of Platycerium in Malaysia also. This one has grown into a clump, hence it called coloradium, because it represents the crown looking of coronation day. So as the name coloradium. So yeah, it's already formed into a clump, and then we also hang it up on the wall there with the wall plugs. So we just tangling like a chandelier. So other than this, there's one more up there, Platycerium hotumii, Platycerium one day. So 3 of the gigantic Platycerium, we try to plant it outdoor to receive most of the sunlight, and it's filtered by the trees here. The trees been planted by the developers here. And then after the filter out of the sunlight, you can see it's actually quite good condition for the plants to grow huge. Especially these tree species, they prefer to be more light. And other than this, we plant this unintentionally. I think my staff got it from France, cutting as an Epipranium pinnatum. Dragon tail. It's a dragon tail plants. And then started with the really small cutting plants, and then it planted on the ground. We start to develop into the mature looking Epipranium pinnatums. You can see the fenestrations and also the pinhole here. Yeah. And come here, let me show you around. So other than the McDowell Mexicanum here, I have a few more plants that I actually planted outdoor to let them climb on the tree. Is this Philodendron radiatum. This radiatum and the other one looks different because this has a more narrow, acute looking leaf shapes. The one has a more wild looking one, and this one, most of the leaf will actually show pointed to one direction, so it looks like an arrow. So it's more acute compared to the one. I forgot the name of this radiatum form, but it's actually a Philodendron radiatum. And you can see the aroid is growing everywhere here on the trees. Yeah, you see? Another thing about here is the aroids are clinging on the tree tenaciously and trying to grab for nutrition. Yeah. Come over here, we have another one to show you. Yeah. Another one will be this Philodendron mayoi. This is one of my favorite looking Philodendron also. It starts to bloom right now. You can see there's an inflorescence coming up. I think we planted here for a year and a half from my house. I moved it to here with the cutting plants, you know, and it starts to grow, and then it will clinch on the tree, and voila, you can see the aroids everywhere on the tree now. To sum it up, most of the philodendrons are growing really fine here in these conditions because the tree here provides really filtered sunlight. It's more depot, and the temperature here is more warmer. So some of philodendrons prefer to grow on this way. So yeah, and oh yeah, this is another one, the Platycerium putran. I will just leave it here, and yeah, this is not. It's a hybrid of Vechi crossed with Vilinki. Yep. Ta-da! This is Philodendron Dean McDowell. So it's a hybrid of Gloriolism with Pastazanum. So if you follow my Instagram, you already see this plant is been featuring everywhere in my Instagram content. And yeah, and my place has been limited, and due to the constraint, I have to move some of the cutting to my warehouse, and voila, after a few months you can see the plant is growing big size right now. Okay, other than this, I think here's another one. Is Philodendron Mexicanum. It's growing happily here. Some normal plants, normal looking plants, Ficus lyrata, planted in all the soil medium that we have here, and some Aglaonema plants, you know. And come over here. I think I have to show this one. This is one of my favorite philodendrons. It's Philodendron lime feeder. You can see the variegations here is really nice looking. Yeah, you can see the variegations. It's called lime feeder, and we planted here I think a few years back, and then it started to climb on the moss bowl. And some unintentional plant that grow with another Platycerium. This is Platycerium elamaria. Another one I think is Platycerium called radium grown from spores. Some Philodendron Brazil, Philodendron micans, Philodendron neon green. Yeah, and some, of course, really wild looking Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Thai sunrise, Philodendron Thai sunrise. Hey, yeah, come over here. This is definitely one of my favorite Philodendron looking plants. It's a Philodendron black cardinal. We plant it outdoor, and you know, due to the circumstances, it's always outdoor. We can't control the environment. Some customers just pass by here and then knock here and knock there. Strong wind. There's some destroying leaf here, but it's fine. The plant's growing well, so we just let it be here. Yeah. And yeah, this is another plant that is quite sad looking. I think a few months back, there's a strong wind coming here. and then the whole plant's knocked down due to some unforeseen circumstances. This is Philodendron subhashtatum. As you can see, the plant's getting mature. That's why the dark red abassal is almost gone. We can't find any red color. Philodendron subhashtatum is supposed to have a really nice dark burgundy colors on the underleaves here, but it's gone. Yeah, some Philodendron squamiferum, and come up here. Yeah, this one looks like a Philodendron spectral sancti. Nah, just kidding. It's actually Philodendron atabapoins. So as you can see, this has been propagated for many times already, and it's a really easy growing plant. If you have a really low light conditions, you can actually consider about growing these Philodendrons here. And yeah, as you can see, the sunlight is actually come from that side. So most of the plants facing to that direction. So, and other than this, we will have to put some grow light indoor to assist some Platycerium plants, such as the Platycerium Thousand Hen Joe is a hybrid of Platycerium grande crossed with Platycerium willii. Platycerium Charles Aroid is a Platycerium wande crossed with Platycerium willii also. And the original species of Platycerium is Platycerium willii. And we moved here, I think, 2 months ago, and the plant is doing really fine here. So I will just likely be here with some grow light assisting them. I think, yeah. So I water them once in a while, probably like once a week. And then, but before that, I'll always touch the moss pole to see whether it's dry up or not. If it's dry, then we just take it down from stairs and then to submerge it into the bucket of seaweed fertilizer together with some powerful microbes products. And yeah, and come over here, we have some Monstera plants. I forgot the name. I think it's called Sinenta Bolemax. I will just put it up in a link later. Some Philodendrons Plamania. Another Philodendron Dean McDowell's cutting. And yeah, this is my favorite one. It looks really cute. It's Philodendron Big Ears. It used to be call Philodendron 69686, but now they have a name. I think it's called Big Ears. You know, due to the big looking lobes here, it looks like an ear, look like a dog ear. And yeah, Philodendron Florida Ghost. The reason why it's called ghost, I think, is because when the new leaf is emerging, it has an almost pale looking leaf here. That's why it's called Florida ghost. And when it slowly turns to mature plants, right, you can see the plants growing to become green and darker in colors. And look above here is one of my favorite Philodendrons. Platycerium. Platycerium accessorum. So when the wind blows with the fans here, you can see it's actually dancing over there, you know, with all the lace looking fronts. Yeah, I love how it looks like when I hang it on top of the wall there. Yeah, come over here. I have more to introduce to you guys. Some Philodendron, Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. And yeah, I have this plant for more than 3 years. I think it's called Philodendron Pluto. It started to climb up from the pots, but yeah, doing happily here. So once in a while, we will just have to use some cloth to wipe it with the leaf because of the dust collections, and it's kind of dusty right now. Just probably have to use some neem oil to spray on it and then wipe it with the cloth. Okay. And yep, come over here. Thank you, JC. This is the Monstera elbow, Bosiciana elbow, variegata. Yeah. I'll just plant it here and see how it's going to grow into a huge Monstera soon. Thanks. There's more Platycerium collections. Platycerium stemaria, another Platycerium willii. I think this willii has been here on this board for more than 2 years ago. If you look into Irene's YouTube, that I actually talk about the Platycerium remounting. This is a plant that I features in her YouTube channel. And another one is Platycerium Elicitotis. It's a hybrid of Elicii with elephant tortoise. Yep. Oh yeah, if you guys check out the YouTube channel, I did an episode about how to report an overdue alocasia, right? Let me give you guys some updates here. Just bring it down. Ta-da! So let us see whether the root is developing. Oh, nah. Like I say, if you wrap it with the moss around the rhizome. You can see the root is developing, and yeah, this is what I said about. Check out my previous YouTube episodes about how to report and overdue alocasias. You will know what I'm talking about. And voila, this new leaf is generating after reporting. Hopefully this leaf will grow bigger than the previous one. Yeah, it's a bit dry here. I'm gonna report it later. And yeah, some skindeses. I think this is the exotica varieties. A really nice looking one. I love it. How shiny it looks, you know. Yeah. And come over here. A bit sad-looking philodendrons colorism. I had this cutting for here for I think more than 2 years, and I think the plants are not doing fine because, of course, due to the low light conditions. But once in a while, my staff will bring it outside there to have a shower, and then they will just let it there to receive a bit of sunlight. But of course, it's overdue for reporting. So you can see the rhizome is trying to struggle to grow to another bigger pot right now. You can see even the pot is expanding. You needed to report soon. Okay. Just let me put it back first. Come up here. You look up there. It's actually a philodendron dark lord. I got it from my friend Andrea a really long time ago during Irene's birthday celebration or BBQ or plant gathering sessions. And then we have sessions of exchanging plants. And then this is the price that I got from her. It's a philodendron dark lord. Then we grow it in our soil media. And then we use our new products we call Mospo, and then hook it up to have a more wild looking philodendron. That's our intention here. And yeah, come up here. This is some plants that we hang it here to let customer to see what is a natural looking Platycerium. Most of them are Platycerium winningkii with the different varieties and form. That's why you can see all of them look different. And like I say, the Platycerium in the warehouse, I will try to make sure they are watered once a week. And what I did is I would just touch the moss ball and to see whether it's dried up or not. If it's dry, I will just bring it down and then submerge it into a bucket of water. So yeah, I think they are doing happily here. That's why you can see how many grow lights we have here to assist their growth. Yeah. Come up here, let me show you guys the current Rosa studio, but we were just going to show you some foliage plant. Not going to show you what's the tour tour of the staghorn and Platycerium here. Maybe we'll do it in the next episode. So right now, I'm just going to show you some of the plant like Calathea or other type of begonias that grow indoor. Come with me. Alright, so here's the plant that I grow indoor, and due to limited sunlight, so we have to use some artificial grow lights to assist their growth for the plants. So I do have, I think it's called Calathea mosaica, and yeah, it's doing happily here. And I realized one thing: if you want to grow Calathea indoor, right, just try to make sure that they are watered thoroughly if you have really good airflow condition here. So the fan will be on like 24 hours, even when our staff has gone back home. We try to on the fan for the Platycerium and also for some of the plants here to create a more better airflow. So I water them like 3 to 4 days once, and you can see there's a lot of growth here. You can see a lot of new leaf growing here and some begonias. I think this is a begonias Don Miller. And yes, one of my favorite Calathea is Calathea White Fusions. I killed this for, I even forgot the number, I think more than 5 times. I think this is the 6 or 7 attempts of growing the plant. So previously I've been trying to grow these Calathea White Fusions outdoor in my garden. I realized that it's not about the humidity level. I think it's about the temperature. The drastic change of temperature will actually cause the plant stress. So in indoor, right, I can regulate the temperature more easily. And the condition would not be so volatile compared to outdoor. And after 2 months, there's a lot of growth here. But the only thing that I have to do is to control the watering frequency. I think the soil is very moist and doing fine here. Let me examine the roots. Yeah, you can see the roots here. It's actually doing quite fine and it's doing well here. So yeah, I think the plant is happy. Cross finger. So some begonias Sinbad, some propagated begonias maculata, also some begonias maculata also, and also begonia tamaya. So my experience tell me that if you really want to grow begonias indoor, right, just try to make sure the temperature is constant and would not be so volatile compared to outdoor. But such canned begonia will only do fine in these conditions. If you're growing some Rex begonia or some begonia that need to be more prefer to be more on higher side humidity levels, I don't really prefer you to grow indoor unless you have an enclosed terrarium. And the only source of light they have is this. This is the only grow light they have to support all the growth here. But I think it's not sufficient enough. I would just have to add another one to encourage the growth on this side of the plants, which I see they are kind of struggling here. This part would be good enough. And the other plant that I would like to tell you is actually Philodendron Birkins. It's been growing here more than many years already, since day one I moved into Karusa Studios on the floor there. I think it's more than 3 years. And yeah, it's doing fine. Easy growing plants, nice looking, compact, and would not take up a lot of the space. Thank you guys. That's all for today. If you like my video, please share with your friends and subscribe my YouTube channel. And if you want to see what's the next video are, try to comment in the comment box below. And that's all for today, guys. And yeah, if you want to come here, please Google the Plant Doctor at Warehouse. You will find out all these amazing plants. But just be careful, don't touch them too often. Just kidding. See ya, bye bye.